Go ahead. Turn it up. It's the Record Machine Show with your host, Jimmy Howe.
Hey there, this is Cory M. Coons, and you're listening to my favorite podcast with Jimmy on the Record Machine Show.
There's a white fence down the old dirt road on the valley land. That's where I call home. I'll be running back there, my friend. Sweet evening breeze is blowing in again. Take me to the place I long to be, behind that little white picket fence. Like a dreamer's dream, my busy honeybee, over through the trees, skipping down the creek. Pretty flowers shedding petals in the wind, while the valley stream reflects her sunny dress. I've been thinking all about what a lucky man I am, behind that little white picket fence, behind our little white picket fence. Underneath my feet, at my old sitting stone, next to Grandpa's field, where the trail's been worn. And I'll be running back there, my friend. Sweet evening breeze been blowing in again. So take me to the place that I long to be, behind that little white picket fence, behind our little white picket fence. It's just you and me and our white picket fence.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome singer-songwriter Cory M. Coons. Cory, how you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Doing pretty good.
Very cool. Very cool.
So how you been, brother? What you been up to?
I've been good. I've been busy with home life and school with my daughter.
Uh-huh.
So we go to a private school, which is about a 50-minute to an hour drive east of where we are.
Uh-huh.
And I take her there 3 days a week, and we do schooling there for her. And then when I'm there, I actually was fortunate enough to get some guitar students so I can teach some kids guitar when I'm there at her school. So I do that usually 2 to 3 days a week when I'm there too. So I've been busy with that during the week, and then homeschool the other couple days during the week too with her. And, I've been doing some local shows, and just got this new re-release together with my friend Brad from Get Seen Graphics. We just did the whole new digital download type thing with the album re-release and a new bonus track and everything. And so I've just been trying to push that with Michael from MTS right now, and just kind of getting the ball rolling. So
That's awesome. Yeah, the last time we spoke on the air was September of 2022, and just like you had mentioned, you've recently re-released a special edition of Across the Great Divide. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. So like I was just mentioning, what it is if you go to my website, which is Cory M. Coons, and there's a link there, the main page, it takes you to an actual page where you can click on a link, and it's an automated email which comes directly to me. And if you're interested in getting this re-release, which is basically, it's a PDF booklet that you can get, and it's like 24 full color pages of like all the song lyrics intertwined into like artwork and stuff. The album cover's obviously in there. There's liner notes, credits, and lots of pictures from the last few years, you know, some stuff of me and my family and some band members, some former, some current band members kind of stuff. And you get all this in like a 24 page booklet sort of thing. And I can send that directly to anybody who orders it. And it comes in a WeTransfer file, and you just get all the tracks. There's 21 songs. You get that all to download, and you get the PDF booklet and everything. So it's kind of a little bit like the old days, except it's digital, right? You get all this extra sort of stuff. So,
nice.
Which we never got to do on this, you know, printing costs and all that stuff. It's just so difficult anymore to put booklets together and all that stuff. So this is an idea I tried expanding on the albums or sort of thing and see how it goes.
Awesome. Now this podcast will feature 2 of your tracks, White Picket Fence and Good Times Gone. What's the story behind those 2 songs?
So White Picket Fence is the new bonus single on the re-release of the album. And basically, it's a bit autobiographical, I guess you could say, in a sense. You know, it talks about me, well, not me necessarily, but I mean, it could be me in the old days of like growing up where I'm located here in Eastern Ontario and kind of running through the fields of my grandfather's farm and stuff like that. And there's still an old creek that still runs down through here because we still have the home property and everything that was originally my grandparents.
Wow.
And passed down three generations now. And not a working farm, but we rent the land out and stuff to, you know, cash croppers and stuff. And so there's a bit of an autobiographical element to it there. So kind of that sort of little dream, you know, a lot of people may have about the little somewhere and, you know, living safe and sound away from all the craziness of the world. And that's kind of where the White Picket Fence element comes in, I guess, you know. So
nice.
That's kind of where that comes from, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good Times Gone?
Good Times Gone, that's just kind of self-explanatory. I mean, it kind of goes back and to better days kind of stuff, you know. The world has changed, I think, in the last definitely 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. And a lot of things haven't been for the good, but I mean, we all have to find the silver lining. So, I mean, there's a lot of craziness that's gone on, but that one was recorded just prior to all the craziness taking place in, you know, like March of 2020 there when everything kind of hit. So,
right.
And so, yeah, it kind of talks about just remembering, you know, good days and stuff and all the good things. And yeah.
Awesome. Now, White Picket Fence, you just released a brand new lyric video as well, right? That's available on YouTube?
That's right. So that's basically, it is on YouTube now. We just got it up today, actually. So it was pretty good timing for you calling in and having an interview today. So we got that up with Michael too, and we're going to promote that as well. It's basically, it's not out as an like official single that you can just download as a song, but it's part of the album. So that's kind of, you know, we're trying to push the album and the song together kind of thing. And so basically the lyric video shows basically that 24-page booklet. Like you can see all the screenshots of like, you know, the artwork and the song lyrics and all the stuff kind of flowing through the lyric video. So that's kind of something to give people a little bit of perspective on the song and then the whole album release. So
let's talk about songs. When writing a new song, what comes first for you, the lyrics or the melody?
Well, it can change. I mean, there's never one cookie cutter element or way to do things for me. It's kind of, you know, I think we've talked about it before. It just kind of things drop in from the universe for me, you know, if I get an idea or inspiration, I guess you'd say, you know, and sometimes it's just a chord progression I start with. I guess a lot of times it is that way, but then other times it might be like a melody in my head. I might start singing something and then just see if I can kind of intertwine that around some guitar patterns and stuff. But oftentimes I have a lot of really cool guitar riffs and stuff laying around, like acoustic stuff. I write a lot on acoustic guitar. I mean, if people say if you can write a song on acoustic and it's just you and your voice and the guitar, you know what I mean? And if the song comes through that way, then it's a pretty good sign that it's probably going to be a half decent song, I think.
Nice. Now, you just mentioned you write a lot of songs on your guitar. What other tools are essential in your songwriting, would you say, besides the guitar?
Well, there's harmonica on this new one because this one's got a little bit of a folksy Americana element to it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so harmonica comes into play on certain things. I don't consider myself a super amazing harmonica player, but I'm kind of one of those guys that can strum the guitar and play some harmonica at the same time. And so I like to kind of come up with little things. If the song calls for it, I'll do that. And this one kind of did. Eventually we kind of added that sort of harmonica element to it. So there's that. I play bass. I was a bass player actually professionally for 12 years. When I started, I traveled and toured as a bass player in the early 90s and then the late 90s as well. So bass, sometimes I'll track some stuff myself, or there's mostly guitar. I dabble on the piano, but I don't really piano, so I can kind of play a few things here and there, and then I play a little bit of drums. I mean, one time I recorded my own drum track, I think on Eyes of Blue, one of my songs for my daughter. I played the drums on that song, so I guess I'm multifaceted in some ways, but I'd say a jack of all trades more than than anything else on some of the other instruments.
Nice. Do you use any special software, or do you use your phone to record anything, or to maybe jot down lyrics?
Yeah, on my phone. Since I've had a phone, I've only had one since about 2017, an actual iPhone. So I jot down. I'll sing into the phone and play guitar. Use the notes and stuff. I've got a lot of stuff saved on my phone, so that's kind of where I go back and find ideas. But of course, I still write all my lyrics. Like I write my lyrics on paper. I feel like. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel more grounded when I do that. Writing comes from the heart sort of thing, and you just kind of let it flow through you onto the paper, I guess.
Right. Now, do you ever revisit old unfinished work? And if so, how do you approach integrating it into new material?
So, yeah, that comes into play sometimes for sure. There's been some songs over the years that I may have gone back and visited some unfinished and kind of reworked some things around, maybe another idea to blend a verse into a chorus or something. Or, yeah, that happens once in a while. So oftentimes I marinate the ideas. They kind of sit there and they stew for a while, maybe even over a few years, So that can happen for sure.
Are there specific musicians or bands you particularly enjoy collaborating with?
Well, I write a lot of my own lyrics, but my good friend Mark Muir from Cornwall, who's my lead guitar player in my live band as well as in the acoustic format, we go out sometimes just the two of us, or sometimes it's three of us with my buddy Kevin on the cajon drum. And so he's got his own studio in his house in Cornwall. So sometimes we work on stuff together and we'll collaborate on mainly more of the arrangement or something, not so much the lyrics. I mean, he'll give feedback and stuff and say, oh, maybe you should try a different word here or something. And that kind of happens once in a while. But often I write most of the lyrics. He did write a couple changes to a song one time on Would You Stay, which was a song from the Long Road Home album. Mm-hmm. And he kind of added a little outro at the very end of the song. He'd kind of come up with some lyrics, and it was along with another sort of outro pattern he had written for the arrangement. So we kind of added that kind of to the extra ending of the song. So, but mostly it's me, like I said, in lyrics. And but I love collaborating with people. I mean, I'm hoping to collaborate with more people, hopefully in the next couple of years, try things and maybe just kind of let a producer again, just kind of, let the ball kind of fall where it may. And I'll just kind of sing and maybe come up with my own songs and arrangement directions, but as far as the players and stuff, maybe I'll try something different in the next few years. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Now, is there anybody out there that you've heard and that you like and that you wouldn't mind doing something with? Well,
I've been in talks, or I guess chatting on and off with my good friend Chris Golden from Tennessee. He's the son of William Lee Golden from the Oak Ridge Boys, and Chris is he's a multi-talented and such a professional musician, multi-instrumentalist and producer and gospel award-winning artist. So, I mean, I've often thought of doing some gospel songs even. It's just something that's kind of in my DNA from growing up around my mom in the early days. She listened to a lot of old gospel songs, classic gospel stuff,
right?
Stuff you may have heard a lot of times, but I mean, seems these days people are putting new and fresh takes on all kinds of things, right? So,
yeah.
So that's an idea. Maybe not necessarily the gospel thing right away with Chris, but I have a bunch of other songs of my own that are still, popular roots rock, Americana sort of style songs. And I'd like to work with Chris a little bit more because he added some stuff on Freedom Road in the past, but we had to do it, sending files back and forth because we couldn't get together at that time.
Right.
And he did something on Good Times Gone as well. He added the mandolin on that one that you'll hear a bit later. So
cool.
Working with him would be pretty awesome. And there's some other guys I've met, area that I'd like to keep in touch with and that work with some pretty high-end producers and stuff. So we'll see what happens.
Awesome. What is the most meaningful fan interaction or feedback you've received, and why did it resonate with you, would you say?
Well, I think anybody who's a fan or a follower or even just a friend, if they have positive comments, it means a lot to me, because if you can resonate your idea songs, your words, especially with people, if they can take something home from that, then I think we're doing our job right. So I don't know if I have any specific one person or anything that sticks out, but even just like maybe reviews. If Michael sends me something from MTS and there's a nice review and people say stuff about the music, that feels good, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Of course, getting awards, that helps. That's a pretty awesome feeling too. So
yeah, I can imagine. You've gotten some Josies, right? And you've also gotten some Issas as well?
Yeah, last year I got the Josie Music Award for the rock song of the year for Long Hard Rain, which was one of my singles that was released a couple of years back. Mm-hmm. And it was just, it was almost surreal. It was just an amazing experience to be called at the Grand Ole Opry, to be sitting there with your family. My wife and daughter are there, and then they call your name. It's like, you're kind of like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's really happening. And then you get to walk up on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry and stand in that magic circle, sort of thing. And then I've scribbled some stuff down. I wasn't really expecting to win, and I had some stuff scribbled down, and I'm like, running out of time is like they're, going to the next person kind of thing. I'm trying to get all my stuff in and thank yous, and it was kind of funny in a way, but it was also just really, really awesome to have that happen. And then to get, right now, I think there's 4 more nominations I've had for this coming October, so I'm pretty excited for that too.
Now, have you ever won an Issa award or just been nominated?
I did get a Songwriters Award, I think it was in 2019 for, I think it was like a bronze. So they categorize it in the top 3, and they give like a gold, silver, and bronze. And I think I got a bronze award for the song Would You Stay, actually. So bronze level, whatever that means,
Yeah, that's like, what, 3rd place, right?
I guess, if you want to rank music that way, I guess, yeah. So.
At least you got something, right?
To me, it's all part of just being a part of it. Like, to me, it sounds cliche, and I've said it before, it's that extra icing on the cake, it's just phenomenal. But just being there, like last year being at the Grand Ole Opry, like, wow, like that's incredible. It's just such a goosebump thing, especially with my family being there too,
Now, do you have any shows coming up?
So yeah, I have a couple local acoustic shows coming up. I have one coming this Saturday in the town of Prescott, which is a little border town on Ontario and New York State, not too far from my home here. It's in a little a new venue. It's like a restaurant bar lounge. It's called Renegades. Mm-hmm. So I'm playing there with my good buddy Kevin. He's going to bring out his cajon drums, so we'll do the little duo thing. And I'm going to play there on Saturday coming up on June 1st. And then the following Saturday, I'm in another little local town called Cardinal, Ontario. And it's another sort of restaurant venue called the Rustic Spoon. So I'm going to be doing with my friend Mark on that show. My lead guitar player, he'll come out and we'll do the acoustic guitars and do a couple sets or one full long set sort of thing. And yeah, so those are the 2 coming up right now. I have other stuff lined up. I can't think of it offhand, but coming up in July and stuff too. So
sounds like a good time. Now, how do you interact and engage with the audience during your shows? Any storytelling?
Yeah, I try to think of stories sometimes. It's kind of about the songs, and lately I've just been appreciative for people who have been following, and like with stuff that's happened with the awards and being in Nashville, so that tends to come up, and it's just nice to get the feedback from people there. So, but yeah, it's a give and take, I like to talk with the audience and make them feel like they're part of the show as much as we can, and I don't usually take a lot of requests or anything. Once in a while somebody's yell something out, and if I know it, we'll maybe break into something, but I tend to stick to trying to do as much of my own stuff as we can. I say a third to a half of the night of my own material, aiming for 50% most of the time, and then the other stuff is the roots rock and Americana covers that sort of stylistically are up my alley, and classic stuff. So that's the sort of stuff we play, and then just keeping people enthused and interactive is pretty cool.
Nice. Do you do any like meet and greets after the show, like take photos and sign stuff?
Not like organized, but I tend to get around in between the breaks or after the show, and I'll try and talk to as many people as we can. Like a lot of my followers will come out and we'll get around to see them, and some people will want pictures and stuff. So that can be part of it for sure, right? But I don't do the organized thing so much locally. I'm doing so much on my own to get the show ready Like I bring all my own gear. Like I bring my acoustic gear, a small PA system and a board, my guitars, and then I have my CDs with me and stuff like that. And lately I've been putting out like little QR codes on the tables that takes people to like my link tree, so you can get all the links to my music and stuff. So I'm kind of like all encompassed involved in getting the show together. So it takes a lot to really organize anything else other than just the show, and then you've got everything on your mind setting up, and then you got to remember all your lyrics and stuff. So it's like,
right,
you know, the one man thing with, or two guys, you know, but me trying to get it all set up and stuff. It takes a lot of patience too. So
do you sell physical merchandise at your shows?
Mostly CDs. I used to have shirts and stuff. I haven't been doing that too much lately, but that's something I wouldn't mind getting back into, because it seems anymore, you know, the bulk of the money a musician can make, at least in the independent scene, is through playing shows. I mean, you know, with this whole streaming thing, and like I was just talking to Michael the other day about, you know, we put the new album up on like, it's also exclusively up on iTunes, and you can get the booklet and everything there, but they don't charge, like they set a price on stuff and you have nothing to say about it. So it's like, you know, I don't know who's making all the money, but it certainly isn't the artist a lot of the time, and especially with streaming, because you're getting 0.2 cents, if that, on a stream. So you need millions of streams to even make a dent, right? So, but I'm sure there's artists that are doing it somewhere, and it's good, but it's just, you know, the way to make most of the money is like to play your shows, you know, get paid for your shows, and then try to sell some of your CDs and your merchandise. So,
well, I would say that the rise of streaming services has definitely impacted artists' revenue, wouldn't you say?
Oh, for sure. Most definitely. I mean, with this whole Spotify thing, and now they're limiting it. Like if you have under 1,000 streams, they're just basically taking your song. Like it's not even showing you have streams anymore. There's no revenue for anything under 1,000 streams. So it's like, okay. And they're giving it to all the bigger artists, I hear, like the ones who are, you know, multi-platinum established artists, you know?
Yeah. Kind of sucks, man.
But that's why I love the independent scene in places, and, you know, and things like the Josie Music Awards, because they do so much for the independent artists. And even, you know, stuff like the international singer-songwriters and all those kinds of things. Like they're promoting independent artists. And that's where, to me, that means more to me than any award show. Like the Josies itself means more to me than the Grammys would mean. Like I have honestly, I mean, it could change down the road, but I have no desire to be a part of mainstream big fake award shows. To me, they just don't resonate with me at all anymore. So
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I mean, so many, you know, rootsy people, so many people who are just like so honest and so true, and they're just out there. You know, they're out there doing it every day, every week. You know what I mean? Just doing this because they love doing it, and like it's not really about the money for a lot of people.
Yeah, I've been doing the artist interviews probably about 6 years now, and I would say more than 3/4 of my guests are all independents.
And that's awesome. We love that you do that, and you have a great show. I love checking in on your shows and stuff and the episodes you send me once in a while. It's awesome. I mean, what you do too is like people like you have to be thanked all the time for helping us independent artists too. So we appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Well, I appreciate you, man. I mean, we've been friends probably since the beginning, right? Since I started doing the artist interviews. I've been around radio for a long time, but I really took the interview thing like going full time with interviews in I would say 2018, and I haven't stopped since.
Yeah, I remember the first one. You were still in New Jersey.
Yeah, yep. I was still in New Jersey. Yep.
And I think your wife was chiming in a couple times, and we were talking about like Bon Jovi and stuff and blah blah blah, and it was like really cool. Yeah. So I think that's awesome. You know that you're doing this and you're still doing it. So
yeah, I still enjoy it. You know, it's great to talk to people and hear the stories behind their music, you know?
Well, it's definitely a good avenue for us, too. So I'm really, really happy to be here again today talking with you.
I know. It's been, like I said, it's been 2 years since we actually talked on the phone, on the air, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, family stuff can creep in, but I mean, you know, I try to keep some fresh stuff out there. That was kind of the concept. And you were the one who actually got me started to actually do the CD first. Because I remember you were asking if I was going to be doing like another retrospective sort of thing. And right. I said, I hadn't really thought about it, but I said, well, now that you got me, like a light bulb went off in my head. And I said, that's kind of a cool idea.
Mm-hmm. And then you had the bonus track, right?
Now the bonus track. So actually, there's 2 bonus tracks if you consider the CD only has 19, because I couldn't fit 20 on the CD. So the streaming version has the extra Christmas song, which is I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So the streaming version originally had that. But now with White Picket Fence, there's 2 bonus ones that aren't on the CD because I Saw Mommy wasn't on the CD version that they released last time. So
nice.
Technically, you can get it streaming, but I mean, or will be able to again. But so yeah, it was pretty cool that you kind of got the ball rolling in a way, and I went with that again. And so thank you for that too.
Well, you're welcome. Now, will your daughter pursue a career in music? Would you say, or she just does it for fun right now? Well,
she's kind of really into editing videos and stuff on her on her what do you call it, iPad or tablet, I guess. Yeah, she does a lot of really cool stuff. Like she'll create stories. I have a couple twin nephews that come over, and they're all the same age. They're 10 years old, same as my daughter now. And they'll do stories and go outside and film things with their Beanie Boos and different things. And then Charlie she'll edit all the stuff together. And then she'll put it all together, and she actually puts full-length episodes of things together. She narrates, and they do stories, and they make the Beanie Boos talk and all these things. But the editing she's doing, I don't think I can do the editing she's doing.
Wow.
It's incredible. So she loves that sort of stuff. She's very artsy for sure, And I think she enjoyed doing the stuff with me, but she was a little younger, so that's 2 or 3 years ago or more now. So now she's kind of branching out, and she doesn't seem as enthused to want to do that with Dad right now, but who knows?
Maybe she'll shoot your next music video and edit it.
I've been at her to do that because she could do it. She could almost do it,
Yeah, that would be pretty cool,
Yeah.
She probably could do the lyric videos, no problem.
Probably, yeah.
Who does yours now?
So this last one, I just sent it to Michael. Has a guy, I'm not sure the guy's name, but he has a guy that works with him at MTS, and they do some lyric videos for us sometimes. So we've had a couple done with him. I think the Another Lonely Heart was done by Michael's guy too. So yeah, it turned out great. It was Michael's concept though to use all those photos from the PDF download and put that in there. He said, "How about this?" And I said, "That sounds really cool." We got them all in order, and then added all the lyrics in underneath. So, did you check it out? Did you get to see it?
Yeah, I watched it before. I think it's great.
Did you like it? Okay, cool. Yeah, it's nice to get feedback. So awesome. So that's where that one came from. But I've had other guys do different lyric videos over the years, and of course I did a few of my own, actual music videos where I took some of my own footage and different things, and some are more documentary-like for Good Times Gone, which if you check out the video for that, it's kind of just documentary stuff from the time Mark and I were in Nashville.
Nice. The video is on YouTube now. All your social media links are on your website, correct?
Yes.
And what's the website address for anyone who's listening that wants to check out your music and your social links?
So my website is www.corymcoons.com. There at the top, you have all the links for the for YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, iTunes. There's a news section there with the press releases that come out, sort of thing, and video section with now all. So I think this newest video hasn't been put up yet on the website, but we'll get that up shortly. But all the other videos are there. The audio section with music stuff. You can order the CDs and stuff there too. And of course, like I said, this new link for the downloadable version, you can get it right there. Takes you to a direct page, and you can click on the link, and it sends me a direct email, tells me you're interested in getting it, and I write you back, and I say, how do you want to sort of do the transaction? You can do it through e-transfer if you're in Canada, and I think there's going to be a PayPal option through my PayPal Me as well. You could do it that way, and then I send back basically a WeTransfer file with all the songs and all the PDF file and everything included. So that's all available at the website. Yeah.
That sounds awesome. Now, is there anything you'd like to mention that we didn't talk about today?
I'm always grateful. I'm always thankful to everyone who's been following, and to you, Jimmy, for all your support over the years and the times we've been on here together, and to Michael at MTS for all his help, obviously, and all the people I've worked with, my good musician buddies and friends and producers over the years. Everyone who's followed and supported, it's been a really cool last few years. I mean, in light of everything that's serious in the world, I mean, there's been some pretty cool things that have gone on musically for me as well. So I'm always grateful for that. And family first, right? So I'm grateful for my wife and my daughter, and being able to have a home life and try to balance this crazy world of music as well. So
awesome. Well, Cory, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show again, and let's not wait so long next time. It's been,
yeah.
It's been 2 years and stuff, but I want to wish you the best of luck with this re-release, and hopefully people that are listening will go out and buy it, and also they'll go on YouTube and check out the brand new video as well.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. So you'll have to maybe put another light bulb into my head if it doesn't take 2 years for the next time to get us together here. So
Definitely. We'll definitely be in touch.
But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Like I said, I was really looking forward to chatting with you, and it's been a blast as usual. Love hearing your voice, man. Thanks so much.
Same to you, man. I love chatting with you, and like I said, let's not wait so long next time, all right?
Sounds good, buddy.
All right, you have a good day, all right?
You take care. Thanks so much.
All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Feel the sweet breeze blow down the lane. Wildwood flowers grow round the bend. It's the light in your days, not the length of our stay, and the truth in your ways when there's nothing more to say, where the good times been gone, and those days of old when life was young. Let your spirit unfold, be my heart and soul, make me feel alive, where the good times gone. If you feel left behind with the humble and the kind, take a good look around, set your wheels back down, and touch the ground, where the good times been gone, and those days of old when life was young. Let your spirit unfold, be my heart and soul, make me feel alive, where the good times gone. Good times days of old, when life was young and calling you back It's the life in your days, not the length of our stay, where the good times been gone, and those days of old when life was young. Let your spirit unfold, be my heart and soul, make me feel alive, where the good times gone, make me feel alive, where the good times gone, make me feel alive, where the good times gone.
The Record Machine Show is a weekly radio podcast produced by Jimmy Howell Productions. All rights reserved. For information regarding distribution or adding this podcast to your website, please visit our contact page at therecordmachineshow.com to submit your request. Thanks for listening. See you next time on The Record Machine Show. The Record Machine Show.